The power of silence, what to do when she pulls away. Section 1, the silent sting and what to do next. You're staring at your phone. It's been hours. No reply. Not even a seen check mark. You've sent something honest, vulnerable, maybe even playful, and the silence that follows feels heavier than any argument. It's a quiet dismissal. A subtle rejection. And it stings in a place you didn't even know could hurt. Your mind begins to spiral. Did I say something wrong? Is she losing interest? Should I follow up with another message? Maybe something witty, clever, or just emotional. The discomfort builds. You feel the need to act, to fix it, to patch the hole before it sinks the ship. But stop right here. That feeling, the urge to chase, to explain, to beg for clarity, is not love. It's fear. It's your ego grasping for validation from someone who's just shown you distance. But what if I told you this moment, the one where she ignores you, is not the end? What if I told you that, in fact, this silence could become the most powerful pivot point in your personal growth? That instead of panicking, this is the moment you rise? That's not just philosophy. That's stoicism. When someone we care about starts ignoring us, it doesn't just feel like a pause, it feels like rejection, like abandonment, like failure. But in reality, her silence isn't about you. Not entirely. It's a reflection of her current state, her own emotions, confusion, or uncertainty. Yet, and this is crucial, we make it about us. We turn a lack of response into a judgment. She's not texting back because I'm not enough, she didn't call because I'm boring, she pulled away because I'm failing. None of these thoughts are facts. They're emotional guesses. They're your brain, wired for pattern recognition and survival, grasping at meaning in the void. But here's what Stoicism teaches us: you have power over your mind, not external events. Marcus Aurelius. Her behavior is an external event. Your reaction? That's your domain. Why most men self-destruct right here. This is where the average man loses the battle, not because she left him, but because he left himself. The spiral begins with a simple thought: I need to do something to get her attention back. And just like that, he's no longer grounded. He becomes reactionary. He starts crafting messages not from power, but from panic. He calls too soon. He texts again, even though she hasn't replied. He posts passive-aggressive stories. He stalks her online, searching for meaning between invisible lines. The tragedy? He teaches her that his peace depends on her attention. That he has no stillness without her presence. That his masculinity is conditional, fragile, dependent on being chosen. But let me say this clearly: a man who chases validation will never command respect. Why acting now is the wrong move. Here's a truth few men are told: when she ignores you, she's watching what you do next. Not consciously, perhaps, but emotionally. Will you panic? Will you press? Will you double down on energy she's already withdrawing from? Or will you become still? Because real strength isn't found in chasing. It's found in not needing to chase. And paradoxically, that's the very energy that makes you magnetic again. Stillness is rare. Rarity is valuable. A stoic man doesn't react, he responds. Let's break down the difference. Reaction is fast, emotion-driven, desperate. Response is intentional, purposeful, grounded. Reaction is what most men do. They get ghosted and immediately feel the need to fix it. Response is what a stoic man does. He observes, reflects, and then chooses a path aligned with self-respect. She may come back. She may not. But either way, he remains himself. This isn't a game. It's your growth. Let me be clear, this isn't about pretending not to care. This isn't manipulation or game. This isn't cold indifference. It's emotional sovereignty. It's remembering that your peace doesn't live in someone else's phone. Your validation isn't tied to whether she texts back. Because the moment you hand over your worth to someone else's behavior, you lose. Part 2, the ego trap, why chasing backfires. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." You think her silence means something. You assume it's punishment, a game, a test. So you react emotionally, irrationally, because you've assigned meaning to the silence. But in truth, her silence is just silence. It has no power until you give it power. The modern man is conditioned to chase, to see romantic attention as something to win. But Stoicism flips that script. It says, you do not chase what is beyond your control. You master what is within it. And here's what is within your control: your emotions, your reactions, your self-worth, your energy, your presence. When you chase her, when you try to fix her silence, you are not fixing anything. You are simply trying to escape your own discomfort. You are feeding the illusion that her approval validates you. But validation is like a drug. The more you crave it externally, the less you generate it internally. A Stoic man recognizes this trap. And instead of falling into it, he reclaims his power through stillness. Not through revenge. Not through begging. Not through ghosting back in anger. Through grounded, silent, intentional presence. Part 3, the Stoic response, what to do instead. So what should you do when she ignores you? 1. Do nothing, at first. Let that sink in. The most powerful move is no move at all. In the Stoic world, this is called deliberate inaction. You create space, not as a tactic, but to observe your mind. What do you fear? What do you assume? Why are you triggered? Use the space to study yourself. Her silence becomes a mirror, and in that mirror, you see the parts of yourself that still need healing. 2. Reframe the silence. She's not rejecting you. She's expressing herself. Her silence says more about where she is than where you lack. This isn't your cue to panic, it's your cue to step back. 3. Shift the focus inward. Energy flows where attention goes. Redirect your attention away from her and toward purpose. Hit the gym. Build the business. Reconnect with your mission. Reflect through journaling. This isn't escapism. It's realignment. 4. Live by the Stoic Creed, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That means, don't try to change her behavior. Instead, master your own. If she returns, it's because your energy called her back. If she doesn't, it's because she was never meant to stay. Either way, you win. Part 4, Real-Life Stories of Stoic Power. Let's now bring this to life with stories, examples of those who mastered detachment in the face of rejection or silence. 1. Marcus Aurelius and his distant son. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, was emotionally ignored by his own son, Commodus. Despite this, he didn't chase validation. He turned to his journal and meditations, where he reaffirmed daily that one must lead by virtue, not emotion. When relationships turn cold, Stoics turn inward, not outward. 2. Kobe Bryant and the breakup. In his early 20s, Kobe had a public breakup with his high school sweetheart. Instead of spiraling, he buried himself in training, saying later, "You can't chase people, you chase purpose." That's how you attract what's real. Kobe's silence became work. And the work elevated him to greatness. 3. Jay-Z and Beyoncé's rejection phase. Jay-Z admitted he was rejected and iced out by Beyoncé for months early in their relationship. He didn't force his way in. He didn't beg. He elevated himself until he became undeniable. Confidence built in silence attracted the Queen. For Viktor Frankl in the concentration camps. Frankl's entire family was separated from him during the Holocaust, and in their final days, he was completely alone, ignored by fate, forgotten by the world. But instead of collapsing, he wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude. Even in abandonment, you have a choice, react or respond."